Fun times.
Everybody say very bad things.
No, don't, because our subscribers can still see all this. Okay,
Oh, interesting. Oh, wait, so we are like fully live now.
We are half live.
So, fun fact.
That's fun.
I looked out my window just a few minutes ago and saw a moida of birds.
Oh.
There was one tree where there was a number of crows just sitting on, and it was sticking out very obviously just from all these birds sitting on. I'm like, what are they doing down there?
The way my brain went, what's a moida?
A moida.
But it took me having to say it out loud.
Translating it to murder was like Moira, and I was like, Moira.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
So I got up to look for something, and now I can't remember what I was looking for.
Clothing, unadulterated. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the official beginning of tonight's episode of this Astral Calling. I almost said
what?
Strength the Thousands.
Of the Sastral Calling.
The Sastral Calling.
It is the Sastral Calling.
It is.
Yes,
the
it is now the Sastral
Calling.
Calling.
Some
I mean,
weeks.
I think it would be Chad's personal hell if that was the case.
I don't know. It's pretty sassy here.
Yeah,
It gets pretty
I mean,
sassy.
if it got to the point where everybody was trying extra hard to play into it, then I might start you might start losing me a
Screaming.
little bit.
But speaking of things that will lose Chad, we now have Crunchyroll drops.
Nummy.
Do you want anime-related drops for Twitch? Subscribe, donate bits, get Crunchyroll things.
I'm confused. What would you be getting from the?
It's
This is
mostly
not-
like
this is not like
discount.
a-
It's discount codes for Weeb merch.
Okay, I want to be clear.
mean-
This was not like a
I was gonna say I want
marketing
discount
ploy
codes for Wii
throw. I
merch.
legitimately
Yeah.
was not sure.
There's a figurine I got my eye on.
Yeah, so we
I
now
forgot
get.
that
I had the
they-
same question.
I forgot that they actually sold stuff like that too.
Yeah, so we got that now. The paperwork went through. I'm really happy. I'm really excited. I do things from time to time related to stream. Speaking of things that are related to stream, this is more for Rose's benefit than anyone else's, and Maya's as well. I finally found the book I was looking for, chat.
I can't read that from here.
I think I bought
Oh,
that book for
floral
someone.
folklore?
Yes, so it goes through basically the
Ooh.
folklore uses of different plants and things. And it
I
has like
love
all these
that.
lovely illustrations of them. This will be very relevant in not upcoming in the next few weeks, but in the next few months. These will be very relevant to
I
plotline,
love that.
which is fun.
Fun fact, if you go to the Huntington Gardens, there's a whole section
I
on
want to go so
Shakespeare
bad.
plants. There's a whole section
wait.
on Shakespeare
I've still
plants.
never been. And
Rose.
I really need to.
It's gorgeous.
The Sunday Emily and I are in there, so I think the 22nd. I'm planning on taking her.
June?
Yeah.
That
I
might
could be down.
work.
I could be down for that.
I've already invited
Chat.
McKenna and Sarah, so if we can make like a day of it. We could all go together.
That'd be fun. Picnic.
I mainly want to go show Emily the Pliny the Elder book. Because Pliny the Elder.
What?
In the museum there, they have a book that was written by Pliny the Elder.
They
Pliny
also
the
do a
Elder
very-
is a snake oil salesman.
Oh, that's
Who-
fun.
had terrible medical views. But yeah, it's just I enjoy Pliny the Elder's idiocy sometimes.
Amazing.
I
If you,
mean, I think of him as a cryptozoologist, but he was full of a lot of bullshit.
if you want to learn more about Pliny the Elder while listening to some fun history facts about medicine, check out Sawbones, where you can see one of the McRoys and their doctor and their wife, who's a doctor, talk about medical history, and they have like an entire Pliny the Elder series that like deep dives into him. It's very cool.
Also, McKenna, we need to make picnic plans for Battle at the Bowl.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, McKenna, are you going to that too?
Oh yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah. Well,
I sprung for the slightly better seats so that I would not be in the bleachers at the bowl.
Big
fair.
same.
I'm too old for that. At this age, I'm.
Well, I
just-
also looked at the tickets, and literally the decent bleacher seats were only $20 less than like the good box seats.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
like,
I
I just think at
anticipate
this
them
age,
selling
I'm
it
not
out.
meant to live an uncomfortable life.
Me every day. But other announcements before we get started. Tabletop Bros tomorrow. I don't know if we have CAF yet. It's kind of up in the air. We'll find out. If we don't have CAF, I'm not going to lie. I still haven't played Fantasy Life, and it is giving me conniption problems.
Hold on, there was also something.
Conniption problem?
Yes, I've been wanting
Is
to
there
play
a
this
kind
game.
of conniption that you
there.
wouldn't have a problem with?
Oh,
Yes.
There was-
Not those convenient types of connections.
my brain is trying to come up with like a similar pun to Panic at the Disco, but with conniption instead.
Conniption
Hold on.
at the Casanova.
Nova. That's
The-
not a.
That's not a place. That's a person.
Conniption at the club was right there.
Conniption at the club. There it
Casanova's not a
is.
Oh, that could be
place.
an episode name. Not for this
Conniption
one.
at the
but-
club.
Yeah.
Will,
Matt.
I had actually an idea because I got an alert about a Steam sale, and it is I believe, a co-op game, and it's now it's on sale for like $8 or $9.
What you got, Matt? I'm
It
just
is
curious.
a video game adaptation of a board game called Root, and I love the art style. It's cute animals.
Root. I have Root already. Root's fun. I'm bad at it.
I've never
Arguably,
played.
I'm arguably worse at Root than I am at Civilization, which it's a low bar, but you know, pretty bad at Civ.
But just throwing that on the pile as a possible suggestion for alternates.
Yeah, we can figure it out once
Yeah.
we know if we have CAF or not. But that's that. On Sunday, it's just me. Emily is doing artwork because
Good
she
for her.
needs to get a whole bunch of artwork done. And I
Yeah, you can do
am
Fantasy Life then.
going to do Fantasy Life then. If I still haven't played it by then, I'm going to be sad. I got through the character creator with Matt before Wednesday for a little bit, but then I didn't actually have time to play the game at all. So I just made a very pretty character. Then, on Monday, speaking of very pretty characters, the Strength of Thousands AP, run by Matt. Very pretty characters.
There indeed.
Yeah.
Evie's
One of
not
which-
even in that one.
Oh,
Gay.
you-
But Ophelia is, and Ophelia is very pretty.
I'm
feel-
working on animating Ophelia.
Nice.
No, in a kind of
In a
single
necromantic way?
Oh yeah, yeah. No. Like in a
PNG tuber way.
in a PNG.
I've already managed to take the eyebrows off, so now I have full control over where they go.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know. This sounds pretty necromantic to me.
Yeah,
You
I'm
yoinked her
reeling back around to
eyebrows?
the necromantic
You have,
there.
if you want to have two different
Never
expressions,
beating the
eyebrows are
allegations.
important.
Speaking of
I'm so
eyebrows,
curious to see how you're going to animate that artwork.
on Tuesday, we have the Sprout stream, now with 100% more eyebrows. Then on Wednesday we
100%.
have Wild Ambition, now with 60% less eyebrows because a bunch of their characters are dead. And
Damn.
then we have on Friday the Astral Calling, the show you're watching right now. And why are you watching this wonderful show? Well, I personally think it's because of the cast we have. Starting off with the person who is viewable on Dropout right now in the newest episode of Game Changer, McKenna, playing Evie.
That's me. Hello, it's true. That's me. On your screens, both on Dropout and on Twitch, playing Experiment 3 version 13, also known as Eevee. Do we have a fun question this week?
I do have a very fun and it's relatively easy question for you.
Okay.
This comes because I have been spoiled for the ending of the Lilo and Stitch live action remake,
Don't say anything.
and I'm so angry.
I mean, I know I'm gonna be angry anyway, but I still want
Yeah.
You're
to
gonna
like
be angrier.
Don't
I
yeah,
wanna
be
be
just
surprised angry.
don't go to Cooper's Facebook page right now is all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I need you to know that I could have just done it on my laptop, but I needed to do this for the bit.
Yeah. Cooper fully posted a spoiler about the ending of the film, and it makes
Funny.
Wow, for the ending of a film that's been out since like 2000.
No, the live action one.
The live action
Is
different.
one.
it that different?
Yes.
Apparently.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
Well, that's a given with the live action.
Yeah, with everything that I've found out about this one already.
But here's the one you got. McKenna, yeah, I know, and almost had to take that blind, and I'm glad.
Do you see that jaw drop, Maya? My face. That was my face.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I'm like
Here-
actually like my eye, like I'm misty eyed. That's
Oh, it's fucked up.
give me your question, please.
Here's the thing. You can fix one live action adaptation. You get to fix one. Which live action adaptation do you actually make good?
Disney
So,
specifically?
No, just in
unfortunately,
general.
Live action in general.
Yep. So
Oh.
any sort of like adaptation of anything, you can fix one adaptation. Which one do you fix?
So full disclosure, I haven't watched any of the Disney live action adaptations.
It doesn't have to be
partially
the
on
Disney
principle.
ones.
So I'm just explaining that my selection pool for this is possibly lower than the average bears. However, you know what did get a live action adaptation that broke my fucking heart? Full Metal Alchemist.
Did
What
it?
was
Metal
that?
Alchemist.
What
Full
was
Metal
that?
Alchemist.
Do it right this time. That's all I have to say about that.
What did they do with the live action? I haven't actually seen the live
Not
action
a
Full
whole
Metal.
lot, I can tell you that. It's I don't know, too much and not enough all at the same time. They didn't quite commit to.
Did they do the
like-
whole series, or did they just do like one part of it?
Also,
When
which
they
one
went
did they
around, it
try
was-
to do? Full Metal Alchemist or Brotherhood?
Like Brotherhood-ish, except for they gave Lust a little bit more to do, but also like it was really hard to tell whether they thought that they were getting more movies or not, because they were putting in stuff from the end
Okay,
of
it's a film.
Brotherhood at plot points that were like very early on in the series. It was just bizarre. I thought most of
was
the actors
bizarre.
they cast were miscast, and bad. I thought the CGI was questionable. Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. I don't
Fair
feel
enough.
like I can say more.
That's that is valid. Moving on to another person who is Joy incarnate. We have Rose playing Luna.
Oh. Hello.
How you doing
That's
tonight,
me.
Rose?
I'm doing all right tonight.
Nice.
Happy Friday. Live action adaptation that I could change to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's tough because there's so many that are so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one that was sort of close outside of a couple things. Can I change two things in one to make
Yeah,
it
you can.
better?
You don't have to like limit yourself. You could change the entirety of a thing. It's just which one would
Okay.
you fix?
So I would
Um,
fix Beauty and the Beast. I would recast Emma Watson with somebody that
Oh,
could sing that didn't need the auto tune
No, that's actually very valid. So
robotics
valid.
of a like transformer. And I would also
I'm just
replace
imagining the Optimus Prime Cybertron speech coming out of Emma Watson's mouth.
Peter Cullen's voice coming
Yeah.
I mean,
Agreed on
it's
this one, right?
AO3
Control.
writers, get on it. Beauty and the Beast, but make it Megatron and Optimus now.
Enemies to lovers.
oh no. And then
Starscream is
good at
Gaston.
This Beast Wars did a enemies to
No.
lovers story.
And then the other thing
They
is
did?
that they, like, at the end of Act 1, they give the Beast a new song called Evermore. And I dislike it.
It wasn't
Be-
at the end of Act 1. It
It-
was at the end of Act 2.
This is the end of Act. Well, okay, whatever. I'm splitting it into the like where the musical kind of like
Yes,
beat
I think I agree with what you're about to say.
So I am like the musical already had a perfect song for the Beast right there called If I Could Love or If I Can't Love Her. And it's A, better, and B, the Beast is climbing the fucking castle during the song. Like he's going up. And in Evermore, they like take his voice down. And thematically, as a musical theater, like, it just drives me crazy. Whereas the key change goes up. While
I-
he's
Mm,
like, and
Are you
Rose,
saying he's
If I Can't
singing
Love Her
that?
is just
the
perfect. I
lame
don't know
off- the
why
lame
they got
off
rid of
down
it
is
because
Are
it
you
was
saying
so
he's
good.
singing that while
pitch.
climbing the tower?
Mhm.
He's
Is that what you're
well,
saying?
yeah. So he's singing
While
Evermore
climbing
while
up
climbing
the
the
tower.
castle.
Okay.
And
Also, if
watching
you're
her
gonna spend a
because
bunch
it
of money on
happens.
CGI, why don't you do cool ass
It's
shots
like
like
right
that?
before she
Well, he does
goes
still
and gets
climb
attacked by
up.
wolves.
What Rose is saying is that the octave of his voice doesn't also climb in that song. He still climbs the tower, but his
He
voice
climbs the tower, but his
isn't
voice
going
isn't
up
also
with
climbing.
it.
It's going down, as
Yeah.
opposed to If I
Melodically.
Can't
I
Love
see
Her,
what
which
you're
could have
saying, bro.
slotted in there perfectly because as he's climbing, then the key change up, where like it would have been so good, and I felt so robbed.
Rose, counter pitch for that.
I'm just glad they didn't
Yes,
make
they
him
should have
rap.
kept that in the original act break. He doesn't. I don't think they give him one in the wolf in the original act break because she just runs from like and then gets attacked by wolves and then
In
they save
fairness,
each other.
it's been a hot minute since I've seen the stage show, but I've listened to the fucking album enough.
Counter pitch. Yes, put If I Can't Love Her back in there. Keep Evermore for the end, but rework it so that it does have that ascension. Because I do like the growth of Evermore. Of it doesn't matter that she doesn't love me. I've become a changed person because of her. I like that counterbalance. But yes, they should have kept If I Can't Love Her because I fucking love that song.
Fair enough.
It didn't fit where they put it.
I feel like this would make excellent content if we had like a podcast and we could just talk about this sort of thing for like an hour.
Yes.
I miss the days of our podcast. We do need some.
Cast.
We did like the ramen shop for a while, which like had like that sort of like thing. But I miss
made
the
a cute
days.
logo.
Yeah, I miss our little podcasts. Speaking of podcasts, someone who you'd be surprised doesn't have one, Matt. Playing Darius.
I feel I'm not sure if I should feel insulted about that or not.
That was not an insult.
I don't know. I'm, a white guy in his late 30s. I feel like I should resist having a podcast.
Well, it depends. Is the
I
podcast
appreciate
gonna
your service.
is the
Yeah.
podcast going to be about how to be a man and how
Wait,
to
wait,
be
Matt.
women?
Matt, me and you,
Oh, no.
hear me out. Reddit Stories podcast. Where we
Those
go and
already
find those like
exist
the
so
I am the
much.
assholes. Yeah, but it's mostly like young women who are doing it. Like there's not many
Incorrect.
like, or at least all the ones that I've seen.
Will's like,
Most-
there's too many women in this field.
No,
Let's
I'm not. I'm
Let's
saying
get men's
And-
voices in there.
I just
This is
because
exactly why I
every
resisted.
single one that I've
Not
seen
only
from
that,
McKenna.
Heard from
I
about this.
guarantee most of the ones that I've seen have literally come from Smosh, run by a male white guy.
All of the ones that
Yeah.
I've seen are the ones that McKenna listens to. So it's
Well,
like
I feel like this really needs a fresh male perspective.
so I was like,
would
oh, it's
also
like
say
this
that
is like
even
heavily.
the ones that I listen to have like, if not equal, pretty close to equal representation in terms of like men and women. It's only two hot takes where sometimes she has like a female co-host on, but more often than not, it's her fiance.
All the
or
ones,
the
all
man.
the ones that I've heard from you were just two women because it was whenever you were doing your makeup, you were playing them. So I was like, oh yeah, this is like a thing, and my brain's just like, oh, it would be pretty dumb because I just imagine this because it could be like the worst takes possible. Because I imagine if two guys did it, it would just be the worst.
Yeah.
like in like the most ironic way.
I've been wanting to do one, but more
You
to
know
do with,
what you
like,
should
D&D.
Oh, that would be
Do-
good.
Of,
Here's
like,
a
the D&D
counter
horror
pitch for you,
stories or stuff like
Will.
that.
Makeup tutorial ones, but with
Yes.
two guys that don't do makeup. I would watch.
Yes.
I
That'd be
would listen
funny.
to that podcast.
Somebody ready to look like a clown today? Because they're going to.
So anyway, I'm playing
Anyway.
Darius, our Forge Collector, who doesn't have a podcast and doesn't know what a podcast is, even though people around him have talked about podcasts.
Technically,
What
the
about
Astral Calling
podcast?
crew has a podcast.
And he doesn't know what it is, and he's pretending like he does know.
I was gonna
For
say
months.
Millis is right there.
Yeah, technically, Millis has been doing one for a long
Darius just
time.
looks at Millis like, I don't know what this is about.
She uses
Your whole
pods
deal is
of casting.
Pods of what?
Casting.
Casting what? Fishing lines? Anyway,
Spells.
you guys actually helped me. I was struggling to answer Will's question because I haven't seen a lot of live action remakes about stuff. I thought for a second to try and start picking apart the Scott Pilgrim thing, but I did actually come up with a better one thanks to something you guys said. I would remake the Transformers live actions and just remove all the humans.
That's fair.
vibes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No
like
one
that.
wanted them there. No one wanted them there. Why are
I
they
would
there?
argue that that would still be an animated movie.
Yeah.
But
Technically more
I like
animated, but
conceptually-
No,
If
At
Disney
times,
could call
the-
the Lion King live action, Matt
No,
could
they
call
shouldn't have
this
called
live
that.
action.
They
They
shouldn't have
shouldn't
done
have because there
Fuck
wasn't a
that.
single
They
live
also
action thing in
shouldn't have
it, but
made
they
it.
do.
But here's the thing:
I also
in the
agree.
in the Transformers movie, on
Like,
occasion,
if you want to see a good live action Lion King, then just go to Lion King Broadway because it's amazing.
It's better than Wicked.
in a few shots,
Will.
I'm a
I guess
fight
I'm
you.
done.
Sorry, Matt. We'll come back to it in a second. My standard
When you
for
come
Wicked.
here to visit in June and
Yeah.
you get like punched in the arm,
You're not
Sorry.
crossing
you're not
back
gonna
over
remember
that.
this
My
moment, but
standard.
this is the
You
moment.
have
You're
to
not
understand.
crossing back over that line.
I need you all to understand me on this one. Wicked was so overhyped for me that when I finally got to see it, it didn't live up to that hype, so I've been forever disappointed by it.
That
I
sounds
would
like an
also
A, you
say-
problem and B, an overhyped problem, not the musical's fault.
In terms of like staging though and like creativity,
There's a
I
reason it
agree
swept
with you,
the.
Will.
Holy shit.
Mm.
Wait, everyone, we need to start prepping for the apocalypse
that.
right now. Hell has frozen over.
And Rose is giving a thumbs up, so she agrees too.
I am not.
Rose, you have a thumbs up there.
What?
Take the
I didn't
thumbs up
do it.
Oh
down.
yeah, it was
Do
up there.
it. I was literally sipping water from a
And it took
wicked.
that as your task
Approvingly,
approval.
apparently.
This is like Wednesday's stream where I accidentally turned the lady who lives in my phone on by not saying her name.
You said Sarah, and it hurt
Yeah.
Siri.
Yeah.
But Matt,
Wow.
continue with
The
the
lady
chart
who
changes
lives in
that
your
you would
phone.
make for
No,
Transformers.
I was just saying it would still be a live action because on occasion the cars would be real cars.
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
I
They
like
do
that.
sometimes have the cars just actually be there.
Because you could have like you
some
could still
problems are
have like
cheaper.
practical effects that way, too. Because practical effects rule.
Don't question why they're actually taking the form of normal human cars when there are no humans to be disguised around. Don't question it. Moving on. Someone
Also-
else introduce themselves.
To be fair, that way it would also be cheaper production value because you don't have to pay for.
Rose is connected.
Rose was
to
not
her
gonna let
machine.
that slide.
No.
Amazing.
Speaking of practical effects, someone who is very good at them, Maya, playing
Aw,
Rash.
thanks. Hi, everybody. Your resident goblin granny barbarian, Rashroglos. Yeah, unfortunately, no new productions coming up soon, although I am itching to be in one again, so maybe I'll throw myself back out there and like do some more auditions because your girl's been itching to do another fight scene.
Ooh.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've done anything but ingenues. I mean, not that I don't love my ingenues, but like, man,
Ingenues.
I'm still living off the high of like, what was it, like a year ago now, of doing the Henry ad and getting to play Prince John and being in 12 freaking fight scenes. Like, oh,
There is
bring me back
something-
to the days.
About getting to do like a britches role or like play a male Shakespeare character.
Love it.
that is just, I feel like Maya's the only person in this call who's going to like with me on that, but like there's something about it that is
You and me,
so
McKenna.
oh
Oh,
like
I will say,
I fuck with it heavily.
yes.
It's
Also,
so fun.
you would be so into what I'm about to do with a different friend group at work right now, which is we're doing a Shakespeare D&D one shot. Because my friend got from the Ren Fair from the D&D and Shakespeare dude, he sells like a pack of cards of D&D character cards, but they're Shakespeare characters with stats. So I'm playing my boy Mercutio.
I've never been so jealous in my entire life.
Wait, Maya, if they have a stat card for Ariel, can you
They do,
can you
and
send
she's gorgeous.
can you send me a pic?
I will.
Thank you.
I'll ask my friend Olivia for her card deck again.
Fun fact: favorite Shakespeare play, The Tempest.
It's
It's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a solid pick.
Yep.
Solid.
To answer your question, Will,
Mhm.
fuck, what was the question? Oh yeah.
Remake that you can fix.
What would I tweak?
Yeah.
What would I fix in a live action? I mean, there's again, same with like what everybody's been kind of saying is like hard to pick just one, really. There's a lot that I would tweak. Echoing Roses would recast Emma Watson Lover, but like girl can't sing, and when you have a powerhouse of all Broadway cast, like you gotta have a strong singer in there as Belle. But I think for my answer, I'm gonna have to go with the live action Death Note.
Damn it. You took mine.
And
Good one.
what I would fix mainly is I would just not redo the whole plot of Death Note and try to Americanize it. I would like if you want either do it proper, set it in Japan, or if you want to do something really interesting, I would rather see a version if you're going to set it in a different place like America or literally anywhere. What you do is you take a different scenario. There are other Shinigami. There are other Death Notes. You could have a whole other plot line.
And hear me out, Maya. Practical effects for Ryuk.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. No, that was mine.
Pitch me on that.
Yeah, that was mine. I was like, oh, there we go. That's what I was originally going to pick that one, so we can skip me, which is good because we're already 30 minutes into stream.
Yeah.
I was also gonna say, in adding on to practical effects of Ryuk, I want them to be akin to the practical effects that were used in Bram Stoker's Dracula specifically.
Fair enough.
Like those type of effects, because that one was like, say what you want about certain aspects of that movie being real cheesy, but like, and Keanu Reeves, who was also exhausted during that role, people need to lay off him. But like the practical effects and staging of that movie are stunning.
Speaking of Keanu Reeves, someone who could possibly take them in a fight, Chad.
That dude's been through some legit training. So no.
Who would win in a fight? 100 regular guys or one Keanu Reeves?
I don't know.
That dude's done some like legit training. Even if it was for a movie role, that's still some legit training you went through.
Yeah, he does his own
That's
fights for
Yeah.
like
John
Wick.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty legit shit there going on. I was struggling thinking of what to answer for this question because I don't watch a ton, and I wasn't sure. I was like, man, what do I watch the live action like adaptation or something? But I came up with one. But it's about a video game adaptation movie instead of like an animated thing.
No, which one?
The most recent Mortal Kombat. Now, you don't have to take yourself too seriously with Mortal Kombat. I like that they went like, hey, we're going to bring in a little bit more of kind of lore and stuff. Some of the things I'm not too keen on how they did of like, you get your special abilities through some weird, goofy, like, anime power you awaken to. That shit was kind of dumb. So that's one thing wrong. The other thing wrong is Mortal Kombat, the series that made it interesting and cool to have like legitimate stories and fighting games, with all these characters, legacy characters and new characters that are involved, decided, oh, for a movie, what if we just create this other rando and make him a special boy of destiny who happens to be related to one of the like most popular characters, and almost imply that we're gonna like have him take over that who that
Role.
character is, instead of just having the cool character everybody likes. That was just
Wild.
dumb. That was just real dumb.
That's fair. And speaking of Boys of Destiny, hello! I'm Will, also known as Tabletop Roles on the internet. And we are going to get right into the game after a short ad break and then the intro. We'll be right back.
So they all have tack.
We've never had a 5E1 mechanic.
That last time on the Astral Calling, we haven't had a Garl yet, chat.
Not yet.
Well, I mean, they have no connection to this campaign, so, or this world. So.
Is
Yeah.
this campaign about multiverses?
The multiverse.
Wait, isn't this a character
This
you
is-
just
Are
made
you
in
a
a bunch of
Barbie
different
girl
worlds?
in a
Yes.
Barbie world?
Oh boy.
This is the
Garl has breached containment
Tell
and
me,
has grown
tell me
beyond
I
my
get
control.
tell me I get an inspiration point for that.
If it were under my control, I would
It
give
is.
one to you.
Damn.
Did you
Darius's
use a
wife?
previous?
No, it just
Nope.
joined us this week because we're
Darius
saving
is not married to
Darius's
Garl.
wife.
Darius's wife, not Matt's,
Matt's wife.
No. Garl is too much lady for me. Also, I'm pretty sure Garl's gay, so.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Vibes.
I mean, makes sense. But last time on the Astral Calling, many things happened. The first big thing, they killed a giant stitched together undead dragon god,
Woo!
Timu Tiamat as they were calling it, with Captain Cypress's altar, also known as Warden Cypress, on top of it. They beat them up. Good job, team. They escaped the city. Fortunately, at no point a large semi was chasing them down a hill. That was a joke for a very specific crowd. Then... No? Was Maya the only one who got that?
A large semi.
A large
Do I
semi.
remember this?
Running around that
Thank you.
beat
Oh,
of
yes!
sound.
I do
The
remember this,
praise
yes!
go God.
Gonna follow my rainbow!
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It took a
And-
second to click.
It did. Then they made their way out and they began to travel south towards the Wicker Grove in search of Darius's wife, Nito. And we are picking up where the party left off, with them basically having stolen the equivalent of a Jeep. And they are beginning to basically drive. So I need to ask, who is driving the Jeep?
Why are there two hands?
Well, no, I had a question.
Well, first let's determine who's driving. Who's driving the Jeep?
Not me.
Evie is
I'll
driving the
take-
Jeep.
No, I'm just kidding.
Rash wouldn't be able to reach the pedals.
Evie, do you have a flannel to wear while you're driving the Jeep?
I can make myself plaid
Oh,
if that's what
I
you
can
want me to focus
absolutely
on.
pull one out of my wardrobe. Just here, take this. You need it.
Oh, thank you. I was a little chilly.
Here's some shady pills I found at that place we stopped at earlier.
What?
I mean, it's a big...
That's a big thing in trucking.
Oh no, this is a lesbian thing, not
Yeah.
a trucking thing.
Oh, well, we're
It
talking
could
about
be
who's
both.
driving. That's,
Oh no,
that's
mine
where
was
I
a Jeep
going with it.
thing. Mine was just a
I'm-
Jeep thing.
It's a both
Mine was
thing.
a lesbian thing.
Now the car's a Subaru. Anyway.
Because this
It
way,
could
if you...
be a U-Haul.
Yeah, well, if it's a Subaru, every time you crash it, it'll go back in time.
I don't know that one.
ReZero. No, I did get that one. It just wasn't good.
Boo.
Either way.
Got
But
it, but didn't want it.
Evie is driving. All of you are packed up together. Who is in the passenger seat? Luna is in the passenger seat. And then it's like a 3 and 3 in the back. So like Millis is probably sat in the middle of like the back row.
Yeah, Millis gets the bitch seat.
Is
Well,
it
it's-
enclosed
so it's
or is it open?
It's enclosed.
Lame.
Sam,
Where is
Rash,
Darius?
Millis, Cypress, Tolatio.
Tolatio's
Evie
in the
Luna.
truck.
I'm just saying, not
So
everybody. has to
each
come.
each row of the
and
Jeep
Darius
seats
in the
3.
back.
Did
Each
we
row
send
of the Jeep
Darius
seats
to the
3.
roof?
Well, here's the thing,
No,
Darius.
no, Tolatio's
Darius-
on the roof. Rash still doesn't trust this motherfucker because Rash doesn't have the
Yeah.
context.
He's
Darius,
a nice one.
Out of the wreckage of the big metal dragon, quickly fashions himself a sled, and we tie it to the back of the Jeep, and Darius can ride on the sled.
No, the you can sit in the Jeep. It is a magical item. It does give
Vim,
Darius
jealous of this,
leg room.
is now the hood ornament.
It's just listen. It's just really packed in the back, or maybe
Oh,
it's
yeah.
one of those situations where it's like a bench in the front as well.
Yeah, no, it is. It's 3 and 3.
No,
I-
a lot of cars.
I have several questions though.
I have several answers, hopefully.
One, did we not stop to loot the body of
Yeah.
Captain Evil Cypress?
No, you did not.
There's
What?
important things to do.
There was no
Like,
time. The
save your
city.
life.
There was.
Rash
There
would
was
have absolutely
well,
looted the dead
remind-
body.
You
there's a
were
lot of shit
immediately
going
starting to
on.
get chased out of the city at that
Yeah,
point.
there's a lot of shit going on,
Ugh.
and also its body was being like into the like
The sea.
dragon thing.
All right, so
Yeah.
that sort of answers my second question. We are being chased. We don't have opportunity rest or anything, or do any shopping.
Yes.
No.
All right,
Bad.
going to have to change some spells.
Mister, we don't have time for this. Wants to go shopping?
For important
Wow.
reasons, I now have access to things that I need materials for, and since this is a campaign where I have tried very hard to respect the material components of spells, I need to get you know,
Materials and you.
Well, technically, remember we have not yet.
He's a
long
material
rested,
girl.
Therefore,
I know.
mechanically, we have not.
Well, no, I'm not
doing.
doing anything anytime soon.
So-
Sure.
Tolatio has taken the middle seat as well.
Good.
But this
He
one he's
deserves that.
taken in like the front row, so like right behind Luna and Evie.
Rash is glaring at him.
He's kind of just looking at you, Rash. So we have right now, just because the car seating is actually important for tonight. We have Luna and Evie in the front.
Sure.
We have Tolatio in the middle of the front row of 3. We have Millis in the middle of the back row of 3. Who is on the left or right of Tolatio?
Who's on first?
Wait, I
I'm
thought you
guessing
said
Cypress
No,
is
what's
going
on
to be
second?
one of those seats because Cypress was vibing with Tolatio.
Okay. So
are we
Cypress
saying
on the
this is
left of
3 rows?
it's 2 rows of 3 people.
Then I'm confused about 6. So I thought you were saying Tolatio is between Evie and Luna.
So
Yeah.
Tolatio's in that, like, so if Evie and Luna are the driver and passenger,
Yeah.
Tolatio's in the space in the front row behind them, but in that middle spot, so like where like the seats are open there, so they're
Like,
I feel
So
like
it
the
is
obvious...
3 rows
I
then.
feel like
Yes.
we need to put our tokens on the board.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Get a diagram
Yeah.
I was
going.
going to
Okay, so
ask,
it
like,
is-
is
I
this
will
even
draw-
important?
it actually is important for the tonight's session.
It
Okay.
sounds to me like Will has a plan for this.
We're doing a Jeep chase scene, apparently.
So-
Oh, why is Evie so big?
Because
Oh.
this is a map 1. McKenna, can you move
Big is
Evie?
normal size.
I need to be near a window or
Thank
out
you.
of a window or
So
on top.
each of these are seats, basically. So we have Tolatio, and I'll put this onto the map 1 now for this. We have
You flipped your guy.
I love whenever you do that.
Tolatio
Like,
there.
this is important.
Okay, so we have Tolatio there. The T is for
Listen.
Tolatio.
Listen, if Darius wants to face backwards out the back and get car sick, that's his business. I'm not going to do that to my character.
Well, you need to watch the road you're driving.
Exactly.
Millis is here. I know. I'm going to actually have Evie make concentration checks to not just be looking at Luna while she's driving.
damn, maybe Luna shouldn't be in the passenger seat.
Luna's a very important navigator. She is on bop it duty.
Look, it's a little guy.
All right,
He's
so
just
then
a little guy. He's just...
by process of elimination, the car is as follows. We have in the front seat driving Evie. Oop, don't want to draw on Luna's face. Beside
dare you.
Evie is Luna.
Why is she bleeding?
Rash, do you want to be on the left or right of Tolatio? Do you want to do you want to be behind Luna or Evie?
I'll be behind Evie
Okay.
so that she can't see me glaring at him.
And Captain Cypress is behind Luna. All right, so there we go. That is.
I'm also kind of keeping a wary eye out the window just in case like
Yeah.
I'm being followed. So
speaking on that
know that my passive perception is out the window.
on that point, can we have had, being that it's Darius next to me, have fashioned some type of tether between Darius and me? So in the eventuality that I go out this window, I'm not gone.
No, you know what? No, it's canon that Rash has a leash that she originally had made for Luna wandering off, but she can pull that out and give it to you.
Yeah, I just need to tie. I know that I'm not going to be dragging Darius out this window.
It's like a
So
child leash.
I need to be tied to Darius. So Darius is my anchor while I go out this window. Because something's going to go down and I'm going to need to be out that window.
I'm an artist.
Helping.
I do my best. This is why McKenna does the artwork, chat.
I love MS Paint.
Evie,
I
Evie
like
puts
the cute little
headlights on
headlights.
so that we can see where we're going. Thank you. That was my addition. I'm very proud of them.
Kat, if you want anything added to the Jeep, just let us know.
Cup holders.
Yeah, well, draw cup holders.
This is a great use of our time.
Cup holders.
Nice.
Cup holders. There we go. Oh yeah, we need a
Nice.
gear shift. Evie, do you know how to drive stick?
A Prindle,
Yeah, the Prindle.
please.
Like if Evie can figure out like an entire
Uncultured
dashboard of space nonsense, she can handle stick.
That's fair. That is
Yeah,
fair.
she
Can McKenna
drives a
drive stick?
spaceship.
These
Oh,
fools
no.
don't even have automatic.
McKenna can barely drive. Point blank. Period. Don't get it twisted.
So, We are driving down a surprisingly well-maintained road. There are no sort of checkpoints. There are other travelers. A lot of the people you can see stopped and have clearly turned around upon seeing the city that they were going to being on fire.
Mm.
It's a variety of different vehicles. There's cars, there's carts. There appears to be like one group of folks that are just being like carried by some constructs. But they're like little robot constructs that are just like palindroming them. Palindrome?
Do they
No.
palimpsest?
Palimpsesting them.
Palindrome is the word thing.
That's my brain was like palindrome.
Like race car.
Yeah.
Or race car.
I'm confused because I'm still not sure you're using the right word.
Either way.
My question, do those
Answer.
people look in distress, as in like they look like they're trying to get away from the thing that's holding them, or are they
the best way to put it would be these people look like they were heading to Las Vegas, but noticed that the entire city was on fire, so they turned around before getting to Las Vegas.
That's so fair. Okay,
Yeah.
vibes.
They thought better of it. We're like, no.
Evie has put like a mobile version of the ship console up on her crystal,
Mhm.
so that she can still have like the ship help nav the
Yes.
car.
Hello, Evie. It is good to hear you again. I trust all went well in Oblik for your shopping trip?
Yes, we picked up a few more things than we thought we were going to, but yes.
Oh, excellent job. And
We are now headed to Wicker Grove. If you could chart us the fastest course there, we do have what I believe is an all-terrain vehicle. It cannot, however, withstand water, so I guess not all-terrain. It's fine. It'll do.
why couldn't it withstand water?
Exactly.
Fair enough. We will place. I will begin to calculate a route now. For now, please enjoy going down this road. And basically, they calculate a route. They make like a little like pink line on a map for you to follow.
Aw.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Your
Evie
turn is
checks
in
the
300
fuel
yards.
levels to see.
Fun
everything
fact about the
being
Callous
set
Desert in
off.
Order: their vehicles and all of their sort of weapons and things are run by renewable energy. So this is a solar-powered car.
Wow, how thoughtful of them. Evie
That-
guns it.
That's very uncharacteristic of this.
No.
Evie, it is now like dangerously fast.
That's
And
fair.
she's handling it well, but like
Yeah, this is like to give McKenna
Grand Theft
and
Evie.
chat a basic idea of what you're dealing with here. It's like the 101 but clear. It's like
That's
a
crazy.
it's
that's
an
a lot of road.
it's an
That's
uncongested 101. And you are
Oh,
just
yeah.
heading down there.
I'm gonna live my fantasy of just gunning it down the 101 with no fear of cops or other cars.
I was gonna say that that couldn't be real life. That's clearly fantasy.
Mhm.
101 being clear, fantasy.
Clear enough you could walk across it if you had to. But as you are driving, Evie, a couple of things are going to happen. Number one, Millis
Aw.
is just kind of sitting in the car, awkwardly looking at Darius, awkwardly looking at Vim, awkwardly looking at Darius again, awkwardly looking at Vim, back into her crystal.
Hell of a time, right?
Babe.
Yeah, it was difficult. Fuck. And as she's just playing, she's just doing something on her crystal. Every now and then, like through conversation, she'll like weave in a curse word.
Rash leans over and looks at her crystal.
She is playing what appears to be a mobile game of some sorts.
That's what I fucking thought.
Flappy Bird.
Yes, it is in fact
Mhm.
Flappy Bird, but it is a instead of a bird, it is the ship.
Adorable.
ship.
Flappy
No,
shit.
I feel like Melissa's over here getting rich off our backs. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
100%.
Millis does all of our editing.
Yeah,
and
how
handles
dare
all of our
you.
socials for us.
Millis
As someone
has
who does that
you-
for a living,
I'm just saying
I'm
though.
not gonna knock it.
I'm saying, do we as a
Millis
group
has
need
also
those
boosted
things?
our social standing by a lot. I feel in like the solar system, like the surrounding
And I
systems.
look forward to hearing about how many lives that has saved.
I'm just.
I mean,
A lot.
Because
People listen
ours,
to
It
you.
has saved ours.
People listen to you when you tell them to evacuate. It saved a lot.
She has given us clout.
Untold, truly untold millions have probably been
Yeah,
saved
like,
by
literally,
Millis.
when-
She is our Yaskier. She is writing the bard
when
songs
you
for
say
us.
when you say evacuate, people don't act like Floridians during a hurricane. They actually leave.
I'm just saying that there was more going on over, like, with what she was doing than I think any of us realized. That is my entire point.
Oh, wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no
Millis
arguments there.
Millis told you that all going into this. She's like, "Hey, I'm going to hang out with you all. You all seem like you could make really good content," and that's
I'm
why
gonna be
she's been here.
honest, I was expecting like it to be a blog and that's it.
Rash is very okay. She doesn't understand it, but she's very okay with it.
Thought it was
Yeah.
mostly like this is what these yahoos are doing today, and then
No, you can't use Yahoo. It's a search engine. But
not in space. Yeah.
Space Yahoo. Spahu.
Spahu. Spahu?
Spahu.
Spa you. Come down to visit our spot.
It's the order chaotic or just
a
evil?
Spa day sounds so nice.
Yes. But you're in a Jeep. So Millis is doing that, kind of largely doing it. Cypress is kind of disassociating a little bit after seeing herself die. And
Fair.
so it was a little bit quieter than normal. E.g. Sarah's not here, so now I don't have to worry about Cypress. And Tolatio, Maya, as Rash is giving them the stink eye, kind of looks at you. I feel like this is earned, but not by me, but also by me.
Rash doesn't say anything.
Evie, just how terribly did my version of this universe treat you and Vim?
Well, Vim, he technically did not come into contact with until very recently.
Oh, good.
So bad, but only for a short amount of time.
Oh, good.
Not great though.
No, but
Not
better
great.
than, like, say, years of emotional abuse. You know what I mean?
Rash lets out a string of curses in Goblin, like calling him just every bad name in the book.
Oh, I've heard that one before.
So can you define emotional abuse, because that is a concept that I am fairly new to defining for myself.
So, you know.
Are people still chasing us?
Oh,
Evie's
Rash-
having this conversation.
Well,
I would say
gunning it.
white knuckled on the steering wheel, but she doesn't have knuckles, so just like
White
She's
pseudopod.
She's making them.
You have the chrome. You use the chromatophores to be able to white knuckle the pseudopads.
To signify intensity.
The goo
and
is more of like
probably going like
a hard
solid,
jelly.
like 90 miles per hour. I don't
At
know
this
what that is
point,
in Canada numbers. I'm sorry.
90 is
still
120.
keeping, like,
Yeah.
Rash is still keeping out one eye out the window just to like.
So at this point, there's now no one else on this road following you. You've basically gotten away from the city. People pulled off this sort of like these like gas stations aside to refill, because there are regular cars and like rest stops and things. There is a sign that says historic rest stop. If that interests you all.
No.
Yeah, but you just
Does
drive
anyone
by.
need the bathroom?
Evie blasts by it with such a quickness that it spins in a comical way before it's settling right back where it started.
Never mind. Hold it.
There is a bottle of Spaderade in the back that we can share.
Unfortunate.
They're
There's Darius. There's the milk supply that
Darius's
Darius
arms
has.
cannot reach. Think about that. Think about that.
Dangle him out the hatchback.
Yeah, dangle him out the window.
Little legs just kicking.
It's instead of newlywed, it's just Darius's arms.
Legs.
Lord.
That was your objection.
But yes, Toletio. That's a difficult concept to get into. I feel as though the best way to possibly describe it, and based on the way your friend is mean mugging me and calling me a very colorful names in Goblin, probably what you experienced was.
Does he speak Goblin?
Yes.
Wow.
This one does.
This one does.
Oh wow.
Sees value in it. He sees values in like people. That's why this one is different from the regular Toletio.
I'm weighing whether or not Rash is too angry to pick up on the fact that he would know Goblin. I'm weighing whether or not that would earn him some points. Maybe he earns like half a point.
It only makes me more suspicious.
So evidently, it looks like there may be some more baggage here to get through than anticipated, but that's okay. I'm glad that you're here. I'm happy that there's an Eevee in this universe. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am also glad that I'm in this universe.
That is good.
Well,
I'm also
especially
glad that you
compared
were in
to-
this universe.
Oh, thank you. Well, especially compared to the other universes on account of how most of them are destroyed. I think all of them are actually destroyed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coming up right now, there is a block on the road.
A block on the road?
Yes, the road
Like a
appears to be
cube?
fully blocked off. It looks like a couple of cars were in basically a collision. There appears to be basically what seems like one of your vehicles, like the vehicle that you're in, except it's longer. So it's more like instead of a Jeep, it's like a van.
They got the Jimmo, the Jeep.
Yeah, the
Jeep.
Jeep.
limo.
The
And then
Jeep-mo.
the other one just appears to be like a F-150 type of looking thing. Like a big old truck.
F-150s on the 101. Fuck them all.
Kill him.
And they're
I
like
said what I said.
fully T-boned like across the road. And like this is like a slightly raised part of it, like the 101 is. So it's kind of they're just kind of blocking it.
You were doing so
Can
well.
I not get around him on the shoulder?
No, because it's like raised up like the 101.
Yeah, but
There's
there's still
still
a shoulder.
shoulders.
Trust
mean-
me, I've sat on it after I blew a tire.
I mean, if you want to go around them on the shoulder, you can.
Yeah, I will have to slow down to do that, but
Yeah.
I guess can I make a perception, or I think it actually would have to be perception.
Y'all
to
can make
see
a
if this
perception
is
check.
some kind of trap.
Yeah, go
It's
for
a
it.
trap.
If anyone else would care to
Natural's
make
funny.
these with me, that would be.
Oh
great.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna do one.
Darius deploys the cat's eyes.
Yes.
No, Darius.
Well, that was useless.
The rest of you can just see what appears to be like two groups of folks, standing and like almost like trading insurance information or talking to one another. There is with one of them is a large sort of scaly figure. They are reptilian in nature, but instead of like regular eyes, they have segmented eyes like a fly.
Oh.
Me, the player, going, is that an Umber Hulk?
And beside them, kind of like trying to like, you can hear voices being raised like, no, you literally hit us. You came on and you hit us with your giant ass truck. And my family was in the back there. Is what appears to be a group of gnomes.
Is there a child gnome?
There is one in the car.
Rash is gonna say, "Stop the car! We need to help child."
How are we going to help this?
We have to help Nito.
We have a full car and Nito in the Wicker Grove.
Yes, but the gnome can be helpful. Yes.
how will we take them with us? Their car is totaled. Our car is full. The math does not math on that, I fear.
Are you suggesting we kill the other driver and allow the gnome family to take their vehicle and bury the body?
That is an option. We don't have to bury anything. Look at this place. It's a
No,
mess anyway.
No.
I'm not suggesting
Rash,
this, by the way.
No.
To be fair, if your eyes are like that, you shouldn't be behind the wheel of a vehicle because there's no way you can drive safely.
See,
That's
Vim's with
probably
me
Or
on
can
this
you
one.
drive extra safely?
No, because that's not how that would work.
How
I
in
will trust
distress
you.
does
You
this
have
child look, Will?
Not in. I mean, it looks like a kid who was just in a car crash.
How
Like
badly
they're
does
less.
the kid look
They're more.
injured?
They're not like injured like heavily. Like they're not bleeding or anything, but they do look a little bit dazed.
Mm-hmm.
Concussion-wise?
Yeah, like they
Or
look concussed.
just shaken up?
Like concussed.
Mm.
Darius, with your natural 20, the hulking creature, you can see basically at their side what appears to be a blaster that they have their hand on.
and we're pulling up.
This is as you're passing by.
Am I stopping the car?
There's a child involved and there's a blaster involved, according to Darius.
Darius kind of just mutters under their breath, "If you don't stick to your principles when they're inconvenient, they're not principles, they're hobbies."
Rash jumps
And
out the window.
As we pull up,
Evie slams on the brakes.
Rash, you jump out the window. Make me a acrobatics check.
No, Rash, the tether's on me.
Viv gets yoinked out the window after.
Oh, that would be funny if I handed it over and Rash just grabbed it. And I'm thinking Darius is tying it to him.
I mean, Darius would make a good anchor. It's
That
hard
was
for
the
him to fit
plan,
through.
but who
Yeah.
knows?
It's hard for Darius to fit through certain doors.
Is this an
so-
acrobatics check or a save?
Acrobatics check.
Dang.
Also, once we're in 60 feet, I'm going to try and hold person on the.
Slay!
Rash,
Alright.
You tuck and roll out the window. Darius, you hold person them. Like as they were like grabbing at their weapon to draw it on them, he just gets stuck.
All right, Greedo.
I've never been so insulted in my life.
Did you hit them?
I didn't hit them. Their car in my car. It
Are you
drives.
drunk?
Guy, they're paralyzed. They can't.
This
speak.
is just my voice.
Insight to
They
see
are
if he's
they are
drunk?
speaking I almost said telepathically. Telepath. Yeah, they're speaking telepathically.
Telepathically.
Yes,
I don't know.
telepathically.
You could drunken slur telepathically.
I mean, your
It-
thoughts would not be composed.
Mhm.
Yeah, can I roll some sort of insight to see if he's drunk?
Insider medicine.
Insight or medicine? What's
I mean, they're
better?
paralyzed. You could get
Oh, they're both.
a free crit.
Wait,
Medicine.
oh.
They're not drunk.
Well, Evie's got it.
They just appear to be a little bit also kind of like shaken up by the event. Now that you're looking a little bit more closely at the cars, there's a couple interesting things. The group of gnomes, they're kind of standing there. They're looking all up at you all as you hear say, "Oh hey, you all didn't need to stop here for us. Hey, thanks though, I really appreciate it."
I'd like to
Okay.
say Rash is in front of the child, like trying to like assess, like, are you okay?
I'm good.
I really hope I
Follow my
didn't.
finger for me.
Oh,
How
I'm
good is
dizzy.
he?
They fall over.
Oh.
No.
Nice.
Prop back up. It's very important that you don't fall asleep, okay? Okay,
I'm
Lipton?
not very tired. I don't sleep anyway.
You don't sleep. Why?
No.
Why he's no sleeping?
Hey, it's a gnome thing. The dreams are bad right now. They're going through their phase.
Dim, you got anything for this?
Well, this little guy's head's messed up. Shouldn't he not be sleeping at all? Isn't that like a thing?
That's
If
true.
If you have a concussion, yes.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it's just
that's
they're going through their. God, I hate saying this. They're going through their orichalcum. So, it's just a little bit difficult for them.
Look,
right
I'm
now.
not trying to get all up in your business like that. I don't know.
It's a thing. Listen,
I
it's a
wouldn't
part
know
of
what
nature.
that is.
This would be a history
Rash
check.
hands Tupperware of cookies to the kid.
Millis will point out the window like, "Oh, you poor thing."
That's a nat 1.
Evie does not know what it is. Millis, being a gnome, has gone through this. Your orichalcum is
She's
sort of
gnome.
like, it's like the best thing to do is like, the best comparison is like chickenpox, but if chickenpox made you see like the future.
Oh.
So by this point, my whole person has worn off and may have been wasted.
No, it's
I
calm
suppose
down.
I've
He's
never
taken
experienced it
he's
because
taken the
I've never
hand off the
eaten
blaster
chicken.
now.
Okay.
But this like
Yes,
large
there is
creature.
no need for blaster in front of family.
Yeah, why don't you put that blaster away?
Either put that blaster away, or I'll show this kid some real violence.
They put it on the
Ooh.
rack on the back of their
Not against the kid.
on the back of their
Witness
truck.
my real violence.
Okay, so you exchange information now, yes?
Just kind of hands him a card.
I can't imagine after what we did in that city that exchanging infrastructure, I think, is going to be a little light here.
Their problem, not ours.
All right. Well,
You said
thanks.
there was something interesting about the cars.
Yes. The car on the inside, the large truck, there appears to be what appears to be a camera, but it's a two-way facing camera. So there's one facing the driver and there's one facing out. But on the one facing the driver, Evie, you notice that there appears to be like a almost like printed disc that has a picture of this driver on it looking at that camera.
That's
E.g., it looks like the large truck is sort of self-driving, and they've used a trick to trick the camera into thinking that they're focused on the road when they were probably doing something else.
Oh, so he was straight up just distracted while driving, and he absolutely T-boned them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's a neat trick. But you should still have the other half of the dash cam footage. That would show you hitting them, even if it didn't show that you were distracted. Evie quickly snaps a picture of like his dash cam setup, and goes over to Papa Gnome and just says, "Phone number. You can call us as a witness. He has
okay, thanks.
Dash cam.
Thanks for that, y'all. I feel thank you for the help. I appreciate it. Don't really have much else I can give you.
Well, you
We
don't
are
need
not
to give
looking
us
for-
anything.
I always feel bad.
You might not want to head that way, though. It's a little bit of a mess.
Yeah,
back there.
we saw the fireball, so we're heading back home. We're heading down south, back towards the area around the Wicker Grove. There's a little gnome city down there, just to the south of it.
It's not... give you a word of advice. If you have to go back there, make it very, very quick and get ye gone to somewhere.
Well, it's just sort of where home is, right? Like there's like a little city outside of it.
Let's just say, hypothetically, that whatever hypothetical agents of the chaos that came to this city were hypothetically heading towards the Wicker Grove and may distribute, their brand of.
Wait, did you all do that fireball?
We're talking about hypotheticals.
We're also going to say maybe you should pay attention to whatever chickenpox visions that your child might be having. They might help you out.
Yeah, they said something about a strange,
But we're glad to help you. We're glad that this got sorted out.
Yeah, they told us to get away from the grove because there was going to be some sort of what was it? What did you say? Jelly? And the gnome Jelly, and the gnome speaks up and she says, it was a feline angel.
Feline angel. We have to go. We have to go now.
Yes. I would not go back to the Wicker Grove right now. I would find someplace else to be. Some stuff is about to go down. You don't want to be there.
We have to save our cat angel.
Also, on a side note, real quiet, your kid doesn't equate everything dead to being angels, right? Like some people are like, "Oh, they're dead."
No, I
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I haven't
No?
really
Okay.
explained death to them yet. They're
Okay.
6.
All right. Well, then maybe.
Get them a
Okay.
goldfish.
All right. Then maybe
Like
maybe
it's
we're
as
good
like
then.
a
Thanks.
concept. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Well, that. Hey, better chances than if he had said, "Oh yeah, totally." So that's good.
Glad to help. Got to go.
Call us if you need a witness. Bye.
Bye.
Evie vaults into the driver's seat and
Rash
takes
tries
it
to
off
take the
before-
blaster.
You can grab it.
Ooh.
You can just grab it off the back of his rack. He's kind of like swearing a little bit. He's getting back in the car. You just kind of left on the rack, so you can grab it and like as you're gunning it off, he's
Perfect.
gunning it off. They do a quick turn off at the next exit, but y'all are able to keep going.
Great. I just don't want that gun anywhere near child.
Are you driving through the night, or are you going to take a break? There is what appears to be. It is basically from what the ship has told you. It is another day's drive to get there.
What is the ship doing right now? Remind me.
It is
Navving.
cloaked and navving. It's like
And we're
landed
worried
in
that
beyond.
if we're worried that if they come to us, they'll be spotted.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't really want to take our ship to the enemy.
Yeah, we did that once before. It did not end well.
Well, she's sort of ported in via my crystal,
Mhm.
so like, I don't think that's a concern.
Yeah.
That said, am I able to hook it up so that she can autopilot the Jeep?
Not. Unfortunately, that's not mechanically possible.
Yeah.
It does look like you will need to take a rest at some point, or if you want, Evie, you can drive through the night. It'll just give you a point of exhaustion.
Can anyone else drive this car and maybe we can take shifts?
I've got it.
Okay.
I mean, if it's just straight driving for now, I could try and jury rig a cruise control.
I got it.
Well, you don't want just cruise control. Cruise control is not going to steer the car.
No, you're probably right. Yeah.
Luna, are you going to get into the driver's seat for a bit?
Rash will potentially, so that Evie can take a nap and not necessarily worry about anything. Rash will switch seats with Evie and will be in the passenger seat.
That's fair.
Oh, Evie's happy to be in the passenger seat.
Okay.
Fine. I think she stays awake for a little bit, just to make sure that Luna's got it.
Because this Luna does seem a lot more competent in those kind of regards. Rash still
Got a
has
lot of memories back now.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
as you were driving through the night, Luna's on the first basically shift for driving. Is anyone else staying awake at this time?
Rash is still keeping an eagle eye on Tolatio.
I would say Darius is probably going to take the first opportunity to take a long rest because I am pretty low on certain important spell
Yeah,
slots.
take a cat nap, Darius.
Rash actually will lean over to Vim and be like, Vim, if you want to trade off watching this one
Oh yeah, I can totally.
in sleep shifts.
Millis
He's
is
not
fully
done.
asleep right now.
Yeah,
She's
I'll
kind of
make sure he
curled up
doesn't-
on Darius.
I'll make sure he doesn't pull any bullshit.
Excellent. So
Ready
Rash
to
and
go.
Vim will trade off sleeping.
So I guess for this first shift, Luna, as you're driving, it's relatively quiet. The road is empty, dark. As you're making your way and driving, Tolatio kind of pipes up towards you and says, so, Luna. Yes?
That is me. I am Luna.
It's nice to meet you.
Oh, it is nice to see you again too, except now you are nice.
I try to be. I have come to the realization that a vast majority of myself are assholes.
This is true.
Yes. Or at least that you've interacted with. You know, I don't want to assume that the multiverse is full of assholes, but you know.
Well, for what it's worth, well, I don't know that all the others trust you. even well to steal language, I guess I would say that you passed the vibe check.
Well, to be fair, I know what it's like to lose someone close to you, and having an opportunity to have them at least tangentially at my side again, I am more than happy to take it.
She is the best person to have at your side.
She is.
I
Ah,
wish that she had had, I don't know, a dad more like you.
but if she did, would she be the way she is now?
I just wish that she, I don't know, known what love was earlier.
I mean, from what I've
She
gathered
deserves it.
from looking at you and them, she
Well,
has that
earlier.
now.
Yes. And I know that she didn't have like strictly a childhood, as it
No,
were,
she
but
kind of came out ready to go, so to speak.
yeah.
It's actually it's very fascinating. I actually based the genetic makeup of the sort of uh, molecular structure of their being. We use goblin as one of the baselines because they tend to mature quickly.
Is Rash younger than I think she is?
Remember, Rash's days, those days aren't over for Rash.
They are so over.
They're not. They're
Oh
not. They're
my
not.
There's no way
god.
they're
She-
over.
she
There's,
can-
There's
she's
no
had
way.
She is
so
continuously let slip
many
that they are not over.
grandkids. She's done. She can be done.
Have you heard
She
about
doesn't
the
have to have
activities in
more
retirement homes?
grandkids. I'm not saying that menopause is in front of her. I'm just saying that those days are not behind her.
Yeah,
Called menopause, not mena. Keep going.
I'm saying, have you heard about the goings on about at retirement homes?
Oh my god. I mean, yes, I have, but Rash is not one of those.
No, Rash's living on her own.
Don't believe it.
Cuts to Rash's room on the ship with the upside down pineapple.
How dare you?
Jesus.
Dare you? In her youth, absolutely. 100% in her youth.
Oh, this is just an
Absolutely.
old keepsake that I keep out for people to see.
Just to remind them of what once was and what they will never have again.
Oh.
Except on,
God.
whenever the mood strikes.
But yes, so Teletio was just the makeup of them is very interesting. It was like a sort of baseline for future experiments, but I've discontinued those. Although, and Luna, you're free not to answer this if you don't want to, as well. But are you the Hope Project's Zenith?
I think I am.
Huh. Was successful. That's surprising.
You think?
I'm happy it was. It means that at least part of me can feel a little less guilty. Can I help you, Rash?
Rash is asleep. This is Maya reacting.
Oh, okay. I thought Rash was taking the first one, so Vim is up for all
Oh,
of this.
Vim
Yeah, Vim
yeah.
is Vim is awake.
Oh, I thought it was Rash that was awake.
Oh.
That's why I hadn't said anything.
Oh, so Vim and Rash are both asleep right now. Perfect. So
Rash can be awake then.
no, I like the Vim and Rash both being asleep and both being like, yes, we'll take shifts, and then both passing out.
That is kind of funny.
I suppose that's good. Luna, if you can be honest with me, how bad have your interactions with other versions of me been on a scale of like 1 to 10? 1 being Cal's Stygian order, 10 being I don't know, something positive. A plush character that you enjoy.
It is a one.
Fuck.
Yeah, it has not been pleasant in the slightest. It has been like life threatening,
Mm.
and you know, bad.
Yeah.
Thank you. I needed that information. That's helpful to know.
Why do you think that you're different?
Than the others?
Yeah, what happened to you that made you not suck?
He chuckles at that. If I have to think about it, and Luna, you can make me a persuasion check with advantage on this.
With advantage?
Yep.
Okay.
34.
34?
And there's a long silence. Like, it's maybe 5 minutes of silence. And you can see, like, in the rear view, like, he's physically, like, he's thinking about this. Like, he's taking time and thought. Well, from what I've been able to tell, when other versions of me opened the gate to the multiverse, as that seems to be a going through thread, and they saw what was there, most of them, if not all of them, became afraid. And I will admit, for a time, I was scared as well. I saw that I'd opened up my own home to greater dangers. But I also saw the opportunity. Because here's the thing. No matter how terrifying it is to open the door, to see the wider world around you, so to speak, no matter how many bad people you come into contact with, there will always be good. And I feel like the good outweighs the bad. I've met more good people since opening the door to multiverse than evil. I mean, sure, there's been the Calistigian Order and, life-ending, world-ending, universe-ending threats.
Yeah.
But since then, we had many things go on. We had my own home world was saved by some mysterious creatures. I would assume versions of yourselves at some point. Where I was taken to this Calistigian Order world. I think the thing that made the difference is that while others focused, and I for myself focused on the negative for a long time, when I had Evie, my Evie, at my side, I saw the capacity for good in the world. That from nothing, someone so kind and intelligent, somebody so inquisitive could exist just from nothing.
I am glad that you see her that way because her Tovatio only saw flaws. The fact that she had a personality and liked to change her color to suit her mood and just everything that makes her
Sure.
the most beautiful person I've ever met has flaws to be erased. And it breaks my heart because she looked up to him so much. She wanted nothing more than his approval. And he replaced her with a model that had none of her charm. None of the amazing qualities that make her her. So, I think your Evie, she may not be around anymore, but I think she was still very lucky to have you. And I don't know, it'll be tough for a bit, but I do hope you stick around because I think
Luna, make me a
maybe it
perception
could be
check.
really healing. A perception check, yeah, I'm not as good at those.
Luna, even within the mirror, in the lights of the night, with the headlights sort of just reflecting back off the road into the car, lighting things, as you're like hitting those reflective tapes on the road, with the lights, you can see just for the briefest of moments, just a slight glistening under his eye, as you're saying all this. And he simply just replies after that with, I am truly happy to have that chance at the very least.
Don't fuck it up.
I don't intend to, but if I do,
I think you will, but don't do it.
if you do, can you run 13 through me?
Is that
Sword friend.
sword friend?
Yeah.
I mean, if you hurt Evie, I will step in, but I trust that you won't.
I appreciate it. I suppose we have a lot of work ahead of us.
Yep.
Well, here's hoping it can all work out, I suppose.
I think it will. I have hope.
Isn't that just all you need?
It's all we've got, so I hope it's enough.
It's at that moment, the Luna in the back of the headlights, you can notice Darius tossing and turning a bit. Darius.
You can probably feel it in the.
He's like running in his sleep.
I was gonna say
Darius is running in his sleep.
With all
pick
six
up.
limbs.
We pick up in Darius's dream as in the distance, Darius, you can see Nito. And every step that you take, she gets pulled a little bit further away from you.
How positively Sisyphean.
Until
Positively?
eventually, everything is frozen. And then a door appears in front of you. This one gnarled and strange. And walking through it is a person that you've seen before, a number of times. Adorned with a very different accessory than normal. What appears to be a skull, Nocterran skull, that has been chained into a necklace of some sorts.
Is there what kind of skull?
Opteran, a Vim skull.
Oh.
Also kind of like
no.
a dried out carapace.
Yes,
Ooh,
a Vim
Unpleasant.
carapace.
Unpleasant.
crunchy.
a Verapus.
Oh god, now I'm thinking of Invader Vim. Rose, why do you do this to me?
Just like making a whole list. I think my favorite is still the unbreakable Vimy Schmidt.
Yeah, I like that
That
one.
is also my
Oh,
favorite.
that's a good one.
But with this Vim carapace
Vim, the
around her
last
neck,
dreambender.
standing in front of you, is Sildana. Darius.
That is my name.
I have your wife.
Have you tried not having her?
That can happen. If you do one simple task, that can be done.
Kill you right here? I'd be happy to.
Fortunately, no. I am currently in the midst
Reconsider.
of working on a very important ritual. And I need it to be done. And so there are going to be one of two ways I delay you enough to do so. Number one is the option I prefer to go with, where you do your best to sabotage the vehicle you're in right now. Stop it from running. I need a day. Break it down for a day. You can do that, Darius. I know you can. You're a very talented cleric of the Forge. Option number 2 is I have very powerful necromancer who Luna can tell you all about. Former enemy turned into, we'll call him partner. Kill Nito and turn her into a way to block your friends from approaching, and yourself. It is entirely up to you which plan I go with, plan A or plan B. And to be honest with you, it's not really plan B, it's more like plan C or D. It's not what I want to do, Darius. But sometimes, when, well, to put it quite frankly, if your ideals are only ideals when they're convenient, and you're not willing to sacrifice for them, they're only hobbies.
Bitch move.
Darius just stares for a moment, and then smiles. 2 things I wish to bring up, clarifying.
Mm-hmm.
1, I appreciate you contacting me at this moment, because it means you're afraid. If you were entirely confident in your plan, you wouldn't have said a word to us. And second, you're going to kill her anyway, and I bite my cheek to wake myself up.
I will admit to that.
I've bitten my cheek to waking up.
Make me a strength check.
I will gladly do so. No, I have no reason to believe anything she says.
She's very honest.
No, she's condescending, which makes me immediately distrust anything she says. She could have come to me pleading, begging on her knees, making an impassioned plea, but she chose to be a condescending asshole. And thus, I'm not going to listen.
You go to bite down on your stream cheek, and it just doesn't work.
I'm a hero point that.
You go to bite down on your stream cheek, and it just doesn't work. She looks at you and she admits, she says, I am afraid. We have gone off script at this point. And I am simply trying to return my wife to my side. I'm sure you can appreciate that.
Yes, but it matters less to me.
Vim.
Yeah.
You're resting. You are in the dream zone. The dream zone.
The chalk zone.
The chalk zone.
I ever used.
Thank you, Maya. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And you can see a variety of doors. All of Darius's doors are there. Darius's door is open, like just half open.
I mean, in Canada, we're so trusting. We leave our doors open. No,
That's
we
crazy.
don't do that.
You've never seen one of these doors open before, so something's gone in there.
Yeah, we definitely got to check that out.
It's at that moment that Vim walks into this liminal space, and you see Sildana standing there.
Oh, hey, you're not supposed to be here. This isn't your thing.
With
This is
a
my thing.
upturned skull around her neck.
Don't they have exoskeletons?
See,
Yes.
So
A
just a
carapace skull.
beheaded
the carapace
Optarian.
of the character.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
dried out head, which is almost
Yeah.
kind of worse.
That's worse. That
Almost kind of
feels
worse.
worse.
See, the thing is, that's just like, oh, like, let me try to intimidate you, because we already got, the other ones weren't like me. The other ones were like,
Oh, yes, I didn't use... To be fair, understanding Vim, you are so far the only Vim that's been able to do this. The others have been a little more than... I would call them mascots, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I mean, I've long believed that we were the superior universe, so like, I'm like,
You're the final universe. I assume there would be changes. You know, anyone plans for changes on the final steps of the plan. Contact with the enemy, you know, I'm sure you can understand. But other Opterans in this universe did exist, and I was able to harvest one and make use of their
Gross.
abilities. So
yeah,
it's quite
maybe-
effective.
Maybe just, yeah, that's not cool. This isn't
I think it's quite effective.
this is not your space to be. So what if you just like shoved off a little bit?
I mean,
You're Vim?
I could. Yeah, Vim is
Okay.
Darius. Vim
I'm
is there. It's like,
there.
I mean, I could. It would cost Nito her life.
Oh, is
Again,
this the
you're
play?
a nihilistic cult. You're going to kill us all anyway.
And eventually you would be remade. I'm
There
going to
is
return.
no guarantee.
I
of
am
that.
going to return everything to normal. I have told
We have
Luna
no
this so
confidence in
many
your
times.
ability.
I am going to return everything to as it was. Just the moment I have Charlothon back. That's
So-
all I want. I
so
just want my
You're
wife.
assuming you're good at what you do, and considering we are still alive, that proves that's not true.
Yeah, like,
You
we
are
really-
still alive out of hundreds of thousands of versions of yourself that I have stepped on the skulls of and turned into a fucking throne.
So you say.
And now,
I have killed versions of myself. I have killed versions of you. I have had to kill versions of my fucking daughter for this.
and none of it taught you a lesson.
Yeah.
It has taught me that my resolve will be warranted and my devotion will be rewarded.
That sounds like a sunk cost fallacy to me.
Yeah, because all it really is like
Also very selfish.
I killed these people, and that's totally going to be worth it, right? That's
They
totally going to
will-
be worth it.
It
It
has
will
to
be
be.
worth it when
Right?
everything
It's
is
gonna
done.
be worth it.
When
I'm so glad to
Charlothon-
see you, Vim.
I
Yeah,
simply came here with an opportunity to make one life not end painfully.
You could still choose to do that.
Yeah, that's just a choice you're making.
You could just walk away from all this. You could realize you are drowning in blood, and all it has resulted in is the suffering of others. And you could stop putting your own desires before that of every single other person in existence. You could simply realize that you're not that important. Have you tried?
Charlothon is more important than
To you.
anything that has existed before.
Oh,
You're
how
going to
very
recreate everybody,
self-obsessed of
and
you.
and it's going to be one of two things.
Do not
like,
tell
let's
me
say
you would not do
succeed.
the same for Nito.
I've obviously chosen not to because you gave me an opportunity to spare her, and I have chosen not to. Because it's not what she would have wanted.
But somebody doesn't really care about other people's agency here. 3 guesses on
true.
who it is.
Also,
But what's
yeah,
great is, let's say you succeed. Let's say you get exactly what you want, and you actually be able to go. The little plan where it's destroy everything, and then we like skip the other little steps and everything, and then everything's remade. Let's say all of this goes to plan, and you really have one of two ways: either you recreate everybody, and then everybody is like how they are, and everybody knows what you did, or you recreate everybody, but you change them. In
I
which case,
recreate everybody and I just simply make them forget.
yeah. So you change them, so you're not like you're not creating. You're
I
not bringing back
reset
people what you
things
want,
to the way they were and I keep them the same.
except they're not because you
I
changed
do
them,
not
'cause this is who we
change
are. That is a
anything
change.
after my crusade has started and it is done. Everything
a
is
change.
fine.
But
it's
your
better.
wife, your wife, does she get to know what you did?
No, nothing will change from the moment that this started.
And you're not answering the question. Is it
if you're
hard?
going to do something you're obviously ashamed of, maybe you shouldn't do it.
Come on, this
One
is
of you
what
can make me a persuasion check.
I
Let it be
am.
Vim, let it be Vim.
All right,
Yeah, he's probably got better charisma.
All right. 29.
Hell yeah.
She looks to the apparition of Nito. Mercy will be my folly. And she disappears.
Vim, because you get to walk in and out of this, if it hasn't been 8 hours, don't wake me up. But if it has, punch me in the head. I'll deserve it.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I guess I got to get out of here and like
Nino, or not
and
Nino.
tell Rash she can go to sleep now.
Well, kind
Darius,
of,
Darius, in the
Correct.
moments.
I will say,
in-
you go first, Matt.
I'm just gonna say, in the moments that either Vim is choosing to wake up Darius or letting Darius exist in this dream thing, Darius probably dream imagines taking out some sharp implement from his belt and just holding it really tight in his hand. He's not gonna like stab himself or anything. He's just holding something uncomfortable in his hand and just closing his eyes and just screwing his face shut really carefully because he hates this. He hates it so much.
Having a
Vim, as
moment
you
to
go
wake
back,
himself up if this happens
as you
again.
go back into like the hall, you do see Rash's door.
No. I'll say actually, Will, I didn't want to interrupt the plot.
Oh, that's fair.
But during when Darius was probably kicking up a storm and stuff like that, I'm gonna say Rash kind of like got a little jostled and woke up. And well, I'll say she overheard a little bit of the conversation and just pretended to keep sleeping. She didn't catch everything, but I'll say she caught the bit about Teletio being like, if I ever hurt her, kill me. And that'll win him some points.
That's fair.
So,
I will have that be the case. That's fine. Yeah. Do you, Vim? You wake up. Shift change, so to speak. Luna,
All right,
do
wait,
you?
go to sleep now.
Do
wait,
you?
what do you... Rashes was like pretending to sleep, so she's just like, what do you mean I can go to sleep now?
You were awake this whole time, right? Like we agreed.
I thought you were taking for shift.
You never said that. You're like, hey, we'll trade off, right?
Oh
she
no.
figured that you were...
Oh no, I figured that you were...
All right, whose head did you get into?
Darius.
He's getting up behind Teletio.
I just had a conversation with Luna. I'm sure she can tell you everything. It's like they're very forward about it. They're like, I'm not going to hide. I've been told that versions of me have fucked you in the past, so I will be fully upfront.
Oh, it's okay. He can hang.
I suppose this is the part where Evie wakes up.
Yes.
On.
With Vim all up on the back
Hands
of the
you a
seat.
breakfast bar.
I guess Darius wakes up too, though he immediately kind of just sticks his head out the window and just.
Are you getting car sick? Do we need to pull over?
Darius just says nothing but just sort of waves his hand. It's fine.
Okay.
Did anything happen while I was asleep?
Nothing happened.
Okay. Okay.
Did you have a
Okay.
good sleep?
Oh, I did. It was
That's
very
good.
peaceful. I'm assuming, Will.
Yeah, it was very peaceful.
Oh, how nice for you.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
Nope.
At this point, Teletio
Never
is
in your
conked out.
life.
Oh no! Don't tell her that.
And
Evie can do no wrong.
No.
the sort of driving shift change can take place, and now Evie starts driving, Luna rests. And you all get the benefits of a long rest.
Thank God.
And complete our level up.
Yes, and completely level up.
Thank you.
As you are driving now, Evie, and everyone has just started waking up, Luna had a very sweet dream about a pool of carrots.
Adorable.
It's like Scrooge McDuck's coin vault, but
Okay.
carrots.
Oh no!
Be careful.
A carrot soup, like a carrot juice.
Be careful. Neither coins nor carrots are nearly as fluid as that cartoon would have you believe.
But dream logic, though.
Dream logic.
But it could be carrot juice.
Delicious.
Then you can drown.
And
no,
carrot
not
cake.
in a
You can
regular
drown in
pool.
water.
God.
Yeah. But you can't drown in carrots.
This
But
reminds
either
me
way,
of that one video of swimming through spaghetti.
as the sun is beginning to rise, and everyone has woken up, a new day has dawned. And as that day has dawned, we cut to Nito.
Uh-oh.
Charlothon walking up to her, Nito chained, all
Arlecon.
Sildana, brain.
That's all right.
Sildana moving towards Nito. Each of her limbs chained up, so she's like flat up against the wall.
Slightly sideways.
McKenna and I are thinking the same thing. More
Yeah.
like a
I'm
side,
trying
probably.
to think like with the cat anatomy.
I'm
Effort.
imagining like a
Maybe,
It looks like the Da
when you
Vinci
stretch
Code.
out your cat. When you stretch out.
Ooh.
the side
Cacho.
arms don't go that way.
You have to
No, they
remember,
don't.
No.
Mao are L-shaped.
Yeah, it's just it's very uncomfortable for Nito.
I would think.
Yeah.
Sildana walks into the room that Nito is being held in alone. Nito mutters something. Sildana says, "Do not speak, Nito." Silence. And she just waves her hand, and a silent spell falls over her. She walks towards what appears to be a scabbard into the side of the ship. She holds her hand, a blade comes out from it. She grabs it. Mercy will be my folly. And she walks towards Nito. And as she raises the blade towards Nito's head, it moves towards the first chain. And then the second chain. The third. The fourth. The fifth. The sixth.
That's a lot of chains.
She
That's a lot of
then, as
chains.
Nito falls to the ground, barely conscious, mind you, she's been starved, not watered, no milk for days.
No milk for days.
Sildana reaches into a bag of holding. She pulls out what appears to be a bag that's labeled Darius. She opens the bag, and she finds a set of wedding rings. She hands them to Nito, and she says, "You're free to leave. This will lead you to him. But you'll do so when you wake up." And as she takes the butt of the sword and just smashes it against
Yeah.
Nito's head, knocking her out.
Concussion death still exists in this space universe.
That is where we are going to end tonight's session.
You heard it here first, guys. Yelling at the NPCs occasionally works.
Hey.
Thank you all
Just
so
make-
much for
Just
coming.
make sure you get advantage and bonuses on persuasion.
Thank you all
Make
so
sure
much for
you roll a
coming.
29.
Well, also the DC was lower because Luna's successes. Like, I have a tracker for Sildana. That's
We're
been
chipping away at her.
going on. You're chipping
I
away.
made
remember.
so many checks again.
You made so
At
many-
least
you-
like 3.
You've all made a lot of progress towards this. And thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode. Check out our many other shows here on the channel, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.